Welcome back everyone. In the previous lesson, we got our tile set up, and in this one we will be creating our enemy. So let's go ahead and create a new active object. Double click on it, and we're gonna open our enemy, hit OK, and everything is fine as it is. We won't have to worry about adding any other animations because we're gonna actually code those. So now let's hit OK, and I'm just gonna bring it down here towards our floor. And now what we want to do is go into or actually first let's rename it. We'll go F2 and I'll just call this obj enemy. Now let's go into our code. Okay, so let's get it to where when our player collides with the enemy, we're going to restart the game. So we're going to hit new condition, come to our player, collisions, another object, and select our enemy and hit OK. Then what we're going to do is underneath the storyboard controls, we're going to right click and we're going to do restart the current frame. And let's go ahead and hit play and make sure that works. So when we come over here and hit it, we do restart the frame. Let's go ahead and close that out. And with that being done, let's add some movement to our enemy. So let's go select it. And what we're going to do is go to the movement tab. We're going to set the type to, let's do bouncing ball. And from here, for the initial direction, unselect all of these. You're going to select either left or right. And we'll set the speed to, let's do 20, because 50 is going to be a little fast. We're going to leave moving at start checked. Number of angles, we'll drop that down to 8. Randomizer, let's bring that all the way down to 0. And security, we'll bring these all the way down to 0. So what randomizer does is it sets it to where, say if you're playing a game of Pong, you don't want the ball to hit and always go in the same spot because that's how it gets stuck. With the randomizer, what that does is when it hits, it can go in any one of these 8 angles that it has available. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to follow that path every single time. And security is how often you want it to use this randomizer. So say if you had this turned all the way up, it would for sure go into a different angle. But let's go ahead and hit play now. And as you see, it's going left, but again, it can go off the screen. So what we can do is there's two ways of doing this. Either we can do when the object enemy, we can test its position is either left or right of the frame. Hit OK, and right click underneath it. And what we can do is movement, and we can do bounce. And now if we do that, let me just jump over it. Oh, actually, that's not going to work. But there, it's coming back once it hits the edge of the screen. Or we could create two objects that would go on either side, and when it collides with one of those objects, it goes the opposite way. For now, this is fine. I actually like how this is working. But later on, when we add camera controls, you're going to see why this isn't the best method and how we can gain more control. So in the next lesson, what we'll do is we'll add some more coding to the enemy object here, like adding some rotation so it's not just a stale image sitting in one spot. And we'll possibly add those active objects, but I think I may hold off on that just until we add the camera controls because that's going to play a big part in it. So with that, I'll see you in the next lesson.